Karl. Say my main role is just encouraging, nudging, helping, and gaffing. I think that's gaffer, just sorting out the lights, but just encouraging and I'm big proud for Vanda and Anisah, first project doing, stepping into directing photography role. That it's not easy, but made it happen. You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
Was it just an intro?
Yeah.
Well, hi guys, Anisah.
Hello, Anisah.
I was doing the directing and producing of Gift for a Gift. Yeah. That was it, right?
Yeah. I guess, I'd like to start with you then. Like, as a director, what did you find most challenging about the process of bringing this idea to life?
I would definitely say the most challenging thing probably was during filming, as it was like my first role, like really embracing the role of director.
Find out more about the day.
That was literally from around 10:30 a.m. 5 we finished. It was a smooth day. It was that was it. I really can't complain about the day, honestly. So many more things could have went worse, but it was very smooth. And everyone worked well together.
That's good.
Yeah.
I think, Vanda, you mentioned earlier, obviously, this was your first project as director of photography. What was that like? What were your key takeaways from this experience?
It was quite challenging, I'm not gonna lie. Mainly because I was in my head about it. Like, it being my first role, and obviously Anisah's like, it's her vision and you're making it come to life. So it's like, oh my gosh, am I getting the shots that she needs? Am I focusing on the right thing? And like, I think I felt a lot of pressure, but like good pressure, because obviously it's something so close to our heart. And I want to make sure that I deliver like what she wants, and it's someone's project, like. So I think it was a bit challenging, but like once it was over, and even like at lunch, like when I got like a bit of a breather, I'm like, oh, okay, this is not so bad. Like I need to just get out of my head a bit and actually be in the moment and enjoy it. But yeah, I think.
Yeah, that was good. It leads me on to like my next point about obviously you working with Anisah, who's director. Like, how was that experience collaborating with someone and bringing like her ideas to life as director of photography?
Do you know what? I'm so glad that it was like my first role as a DOP with Anisah, because even the way we met like at Holiday Club, which is a talent incubator for young creatives, and like we clicked straight away. Well, when we actually met, we clicked straight away.
When we actually spoke.
Honestly, like the second week we ended up speaking, and we clicked straight away, and like we had that friendship for like a whole year. Even though like there'll be times that we wouldn't speak or we wouldn't see each other, that friendship was still there regardless. And the fact that our friendship was birthed from Holiday Club, and now the whole aim of that as well is to like go out, like create your own work, like be an individual in the creative industry. And like the fact that I got to work with her on this project, like honestly, it's such a blessing. And just to be her friend is a blessing as well. And like
should have got a close up of that.
Director. But yeah, like I think because I understood her vision, like it wasn't a hard thing to like make it come like to life. Only the thing, like I said, was me being in my head. But I loved the idea. I loved everything that she wanted. So it wasn't like a job that I wouldn't want to take on. Do you get what I'm trying to say? It was an amazing project, amazing foundation as well. So yeah.
Thank you very much, and Karl. Obviously, aside from being the encourager and stuff, you're a gaffer as well, so that means you're in charge of lighting, if I'm correct. There's a particular scene I think stood out to me, the living room scene.
Yeah.
I'm led to believe that the lighting for that scene is like completely artificial, am I right?
Yeah, literally. So I like a 230 watt light outside, zoom reflector, 65 watt. Didn't have a zoom reflector for that, but whatever, just slapped it outside, and then ping the light through, because obviously sunlight, daylight, it's not really reliable. Collaborate with Anisah as well. use techniques that I got from like working with another gaffer and another production like last year with like using diffusion. I was wondering, do I need to like buy curtains? But she already had these curtains that you see behind you right now. She had even like I think behind the curtains, what's that?
Yeah, it's like a shade.
Yeah, it's like this little shade, and that's an extra bit of diffusion as well, just to kind of diffuse that light. And like you said, it's all consistent, looks all warm and artificial, but yeah, it looks realistic. Yeah. Yeah.
Were there any like unique challenges or things that you faced on the day?
I mean, yeah, that last scene, man, I can't lie to you. Not even the last scene, sorry, the second scene, like, yeah, that one, like we were supposed to finish earlier, but there was some delays because the lighting, I was just not rated at all. That was supposed to be like early, like morning, do you get me? But, actually, am I baiting it out?
No.
But basically, it was supposed to be a different lighting setup in it, and then what's it? I think I don't know if it was David. He said something, and he was
David,
like, "Yes." And we changed the lighting, made it like very dim, very dark, kind of introspective to like him in that moment, and it just worked. And I was just like, "Thank you, Jesus." You know what I'm saying? Because that one had me stressed. I'm not even gonna lie. I was like, "No way, this shoot has gone so well, and this lighting in here is not working." But yeah, it worked. So yeah, but that was a challenge that got through, not because of me, but because of community and working with others. Because sometimes you can't do it by yourself, and you get stressed, but you got someone else that can just be like, "Wait, bro, like, change that." Do you know what I'm saying? And then that's it. Yeah.
So we did it. I think touching on that as well, like just like open to all three of you. Like, how did like your faith play a role in creation of this film?
Huge. From the idea all the way to the end of filming, up until now, even to come when it's posted, literally all of it, from how the idea came to mine. Like, I'm just gonna end up telling the story. So what had happened was after church, you know, saying hi to everyone, went over to Vanda, Steph and Karl and Shola. And then I saw, do you know what, even thinking about it now, I saw Vanda was giving Steph a present. And Steph was like, "Oh my gosh, thank you." It was a journal, and Steph was like, "Thank you so much, like, you know, a practical gift for me, you know what I mean, because I want a journal." I think it was to help her with her faith.
And diary, because she
struggles with like, she forgets things or whatever the case was. I was like, oh, that interaction was so cute. Then obviously Karl back to me, "Hey Anisah," I'm like, "Yeah, you're right." He's like, "You know, how you been?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm good." He said, "You got any projects coming up?" And I was like, "No, it's Christmas, like, I'm not doing it." And in my head I'm thinking like there was probably a few things that I wanted to do, but it's the end of the year, like it's not gonna get done, whatever, like I'm gonna push that to 2025. And I told Karl like, "Yeah, I just don't have any ideas." He said, "Are you sure?" I'm like, "Yes, I'm fine, like I'm not doing it." It's done. And he said, "Okay, well, if you had to think of anything right now, what would it be?" I said, "What do you mean?" He said, "Don't think, like just tell me, give me like a couple of ideas, like what would you do?" And I was just like, well, I need to think, but okay, since you put me on the spot, like family, Christmas, gift giving, like, you know what I mean? He said, "Right, okay, write that down, think about it, go home, think about it, and we're gonna do something." And I was like, okay. I was like, do you know what, Karl, I have a little confession. I actually, you know, wrote on my 2024 bucket list that I wanted to do a project before the end of the year, but I haven't got it done. And I just thought it was too late, so I was just gonna push it to 2025. He said, "More reason why we're gonna get it done." And I was like, okay, cool. I went home and I was like, damn, like, gosh, I have to think about this. Like, I went on ChatGPT, I was writing in like, like, how can I expand this project? And I really thought about it, and I was like, do you know what? Let me stop thinking. Let me pray. And I prayed about it, and I kid you not, as soon as I prayed about it, the idea was literally given to me, a gift for a gift, and I was like, amazing. Let me just continue with this idea that's been given to me. And literally I messaged Karl, and we went to have a meeting like on Wednesday, and I was like, "Karl, I have this idea, I need to talk to you about it now." He was like, "Cool." He was with Vanda and Steph was there. I told them, they were like, "Yeah, let's get this rolling." And from then, literally from that point onwards, every single thing, every idea after that, I've prayed through it, and God has literally done it from beginning till now, to even praying for today in terms of like how it's gonna go. I was stressed about the marketing, like how am I gonna push this out there, like etc. And to have everyone here now to speak about it is literally God. Like I even to this day I'm still confused how everything's happened, but I'm so grateful that it's happened the way it has, like, and all glory to God, honestly. But yeah, that's how my faith has really pushed it through. And this is the first project that I've done where I've 100% included God in every single decision, and I've given it to Him. And may I say, this is the first project I've ever done that's been executed excellently.
What are you doing? Anyway, should we close in prayer now? Anisah's preaching.
Okay, so for me, I think the one thing I like mentioned was just being in my head about it, like not feeling like I'm qualified to do it, even though God placed this like role for me. Like if it wasn't me like being friends with Anisah, with Karl, and all of these things, like yeah, like being friends with Karl, like he's just pushed me a lot, like in my creativity. He's taken me onto like different jobs to assist him and everything. Like even the way we met is like a testimony in itself. And like I really thank God for like these two individuals for pushing me, and also with my faith, right? Like after the shoot, I was like again really struggling in my mind. Like I had imposter syndrome. Like man, I didn't even do well. I wasn't even like, why was I even there? All of these kind of things. Like the enemy was really working overtime. And then like I think once I actually like prayed and like asked God to just help me with it, like that's when I felt like this comfort. And like, you know, I wasn't in that room for no reason. I wasn't like selected to do the role for no reason. Like everything, like nothing is an accident. At the end of the day, it's not about me. I had to realize that as well. Like it's not about what I do, but how I can glorify God, like through what I do. Yeah, I think I just had to humble myself as well. Just like find out like it's actually okay. Like take a deep breath, like just like I did then. Like it's not that deep. It's not that deep, but it's deep because it's for God. So yeah.
Yeah, like I think this kind of plays into a lot of my like how I just like gave my life to Christ as well. Like before it, can't lie, like community and working with others is not like, I don't know, I kind of felt a bit like, I guess the start of the year was a bit rough, like mentally, even though I was working marketing agency, even though I was working with like Sunday, working with like others, like I never felt like community or like togetherness in a way. But when I gave my life to Christ and knew that in anything that I'm not alone, and you know there are people around me, etc., I feel like how my faith kind of played into that as well, not only in this project but with other projects, working with I mean Softly was another big project for me that kind of like brought that feeling of community, and so did this one. And yeah, like my faith in terms of like how God has like blessed me with friends, blessed me with a community, blessed me with like, people around me that, you know, that we're all in this together kind of thing, you know what I mean? Like so I think for me that's just how like my faith has played into this, like how God has like had his hand upon my life, like, and yeah man, blessed me with such beautiful people around. You get me? So that was a bit deep. But yeah, I guess that's how my faith has played into that. Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's been lovely like hearing being left behind like the scenes and kind of behind the curtain, because I think that's something that's really like beautiful, like being like that transparency from people that create things. Because it's so easy to create something and put it out in the world and not necessarily like let anyone know like what, like how it got to be kind of thing. So I must like I want to thank you all here for your transparency, for letting us behind the scenes, for letting us like for being vulnerable in front of us, for just like talking to us like in depth about the creation of this project. I think just to close out, like, what's one thing when, like, obviously this goes out into the world, is one thing you want people to take away from watching this film?
Well, it's called A Gift for a Gift. I don't know. Hopefully everything made sense, but what it really was about, it was mainly about like showing that we do have crafts that are given to us. We do have God-gifted talents that are given to us like naturally, and it's like there are people around that love you that are able to help you and pour into those crafts that are given to you by God. And that's what like the whole theme was just literally what it says, gift for a gift. And in terms of like the rejection, I would say defo like rejection is redirection and also protection. So although you saw the character of Aaron not getting what he wanted, he was still able to be gifted something that was able to take him to where he wants to be, but in a different type of way. So it was like him having his sketches on the floor, etc., but his mom then gifted him a canvas. So he was able to showcase and still put his work up, or in a different way, to kind of still be where he wants as an artist, but just on a different path, I guess. So yeah, I guess just, sorry, repeat the question.
Yeah, what one thing do you want people to take away when they watch this film?
Just to keep going, keep pushing, keep going. Like, keep embracing your creativity in a different way, and there's just, even if you don't have a supportive family, if that's what it is, like there's still people around you that will still be able to pour into the talent that God has given you. So yeah, it's probably way more, but my mind's kind of blank right now. But yeah.
Very good.
We'll go Karl this time.
What was I gonna say?
Oh, sorry.
Nah, but literally, like, I guess from what I think I want people to get from this film is that, like, yeah, rejection ain't the end. Simple as that. Like, it stings, innit? It's like people are more afraid of the bee instead of the sting. Like, don't worry about rejection. Just keep pushing through, and then, like, sometimes, yeah, like she said, innit? Like, it's redirection, protection, innit? So just keep going and trusting in God, because I think it's timely talking about rejection, like, because it's, you know, insecurity as well. Something that I was having a conversation with earlier with, like, Sunday, something that's been on my mind as well. Like insecurity is like, it's like this lie that you're putting in your head, and then it's also like you kind of saying that you don't trust in what God has said about you, like, and I'm thinking like, wait, am I calling God a liar? No way, what? That's mad. And I just said, nah, like, literally, and then, yeah, I guess that's kind of just timely that we're talking about that. But yeah, rejection is just, it's a part of life, you know. There's seasons, there's a time for everything, and you just got to endure. Like, God will never put you in something that you can't endure and go through. So yeah, I think from what I want people to get from it is just to keep going. Like, yeah.
Same things, but different perspective. So with, like, we all have gifts, right? And everyone's gift is different. It might not be like an artist. It might just be like your character or different things. So it's like, don't be so hard on yourself as well. Like, when things aren't going your own way, right? Yeah, so don't be so hard on yourself. Trust that God has a plan regardless of the way things may seem right now. Things may seem like everything's going wrong, but God has a plan at the end of the day, and his plan always works out. Yes. I think also the importance of being an individual, like, you shouldn't compare yourself to someone else's journey, and like, everyone's journey is different. Everyone takes a different path. Everyone goes through different, I don't know, like, roads to get to their destiny, right? But like, I think just focus on your relationship with God, and like it's personal. It's not A, B, and C. It's A and B. So yeah, just realize that God has a specific plan for your life, and yes, the community is important as well. Reaching out to other people, like you shouldn't like think that you're in this by yourself. You have these thoughts like we're more alike than we're different. So everyone must have gone, or at least one person has gone through something that you have gone through, and the support is out there. So just reach out for support.
Yeah, I also wanted to just touch on the ending. I don't know if you guys realised, but I put Ephesians 30:20 at the end, which is, now to him who is able to do exceedingly abundantly above all that we ask or think, according to the power that works in us. That for me was really important to put at the end because of how the project came up. The fact that I had this written down and I thought it wasn't going to happen, and then when I prayed about it, got the idea, this exceeded the expectation that I thought I had of this project. And like I just really wanted to have that as an encouragement at the end. Like I thought my request was bold to ask God, like, hey, can you actually help me with this? Like I thought it was bold, but it's like asking, like, no matter how bold our requests are, I wrote this down. No matter how bold our requests may seem, God can do all that we ask and much more. And this is this project is literally like is testimony the correct word for it? It's a testimony. A testament for that. Like I prayed about this project. He gave it to me. He guided me through it, and he gave me much more than what I could have imagined. And it just feels like a full circle moment. So that also ties into the encouragement and just trust God's plan in every single thing. Easier said than done, but when you do, the reward is greater beyond your imagination. So yeah, just to round off. But
this is like so inspirational. I feel like I didn't know what to expect, obviously, like coming, but I'm so thankful. Like I was literally in my bed. I literally told Vanda I was watching trailers before I came, and I was like, I'm gonna be late. Like, I might as well not come because she said 6:30. If I'm not there at 6:30, then you press play. Like, yeah. So I was like, oh, should I come? And I texted Vanda. Vanda was like, yeah, come. And I really feel like that was God because this is exactly what I needed to hear. But Vanda, you know, and I think Temi, you know, but not everyone knows. But I did acting in uni, and I just graduated in July. And like ever since I left uni, I was just like, gosh, like anyway, being on that course, I was like, there's no space for me as a Christian, and being acting as my passion. I was like, where do I fit in? Like there's literally no space for me to go. And like what you said, Ara, like it's very secular. Like the world is just, it's the world, you know what I mean? It's secular, but there's like not enough spaces and not enough like projects like this that's coming out and people seeing this. So like it's really inspirational to see it. And like even you just speaking about how like you had to learn how to be individual, and there is a space for you, and you being in the secular world and then now coming into a Christian community and seeing that God can still use your gift but use it for his glory. So like that's really inspirational to me because it's made me think like, okay, like maybe I can do acting again and it be for God. So yeah, that's what I wanted to say. Great.
See it through this short film, and through this I can see that Christ is working in you, where it might be from the ideas or even like, you know, the mum and the importance of like family and how, you know, that redirection is the focal point of this. It's not necessarily the oh yeah, I got accepted to this and I'm going to do what I'm going to do. The idea of that short project is the importance of that redirection, and then, you know, seeing the fruit from what can stem from that and trusting in that. And that all stems from our faith in Christ. And it's amazing to see that, you know, you guys are so locked in your faith and you're trying to push your faith through your work, and I'm just going to keep saying, keep going, keep doing that. You know, portray Christ in what you're doing. It might not be reading a Bible verse in your videos, but, you know,
the element of Christ is central in the word,
Yeah.
and it's amazing to see that, and it's a fruit. It's a fruit of how much you guys are pushing to seek Christ and to seek your faith first in all that you do. So keep going, guys. You know, I hope that this video will be a reminder to you that even when things go left, you know, it's redirection. It's God working in you.
Yeah.
It's not the end of the world. God's going to push you to another area or to do something else. So, you know, I'm going to watch this every time that I'm like,
What am I doing?
like, what's going on? But, I hope that this is that thing for you as well. That you guys will watch that or remember this and be like, you know what, when I'm going through that tough time, God's going to see me through to the end. For sure.
Amen.
For sure.
So
Yeah.
can I just quickly say something? I just want to give like God the glory,
Amen.
because like when I got saved December 2023, obviously I was like a photographer or whatever, but I was doing like events. I was like deep in like the secular space, and I can't lie, I didn't really enjoy it. I'm not gonna lie. I was just doing it for like to get the portfolio, etc., etc. And I feel like God kind of took me out of the creative industry, like to actually like spend time with Him and know Him and to have my identity in Him. And then literally by the grace of God, like when I met Karl, like that's when things just started to happen again, like, and it felt right. Like it didn't feel like I was sacrificing my morals and all of these things for work. Like yeah, like, and the way that God has accelerated my career as well. Like I didn't go to uni, like I dropped out 2 times. Even like the job at like the internship that I'm doing right now, it's just leading to better things. And like I just want to give the glory like in front of like everyone. Like I just want to like no man, God is just so good. It's so good. You can't even put the words.
Yeah.
Like, God is just so good. Like so like it's an encourage. Like I just want to encourage you guys that like whatever like may be going through, it might not necessarily be your career, it might be like a different part of your life, but God is faithful. Like
Amen.
God is so faithful, and like just seek Him. Honestly, don't care about the other things. Just seek Him for who He is, and He'll. Matthew 6:33. He add the rest on.
Amen.
Just seek Him first, and yeah, man.
Yeah, well done to you guys once again. Thank you very much. And I also think, whilst we obviously give them thanks as well, I think everyone else in the room as well deserves a special thanks as well, because we are the community that we talk about. So yeah. Thank you, everyone. Yeah.